All right, my name is Tony Dovale. I am the founder and CEO of LifeMasters, and my mission in the next 20-25 minutes is to give you a wake-up call, some ideas, some information that you can use to change the direction of where you're going. I've spent most of my time researching, developing, and testing over the last 40 years to find the most powerful personal team leadership and culture change processes. The work we do is life-changing by intention and life-giving by design, and hopefully you can take something from our process and use it to change how you're going. So, I want just on a piece of paper quickly in front of you, if you can write down, on a scale of 0 to 100, how much of your potential are you using in your life? You have 100% potential on a day-to-day basis. Between 0 and 100%, how much of your potential do you believe you are using on a daily basis? Just generally, just get it like a sense. And I'm using 50%, 20%, 30%, 80%. If you're using 100%, it means you don't want anything more in your life. You don't want more money, more time, more freedom, more happiness, more anything. How much of your potential are you using? And I believe God makes incredible beings and creations. Are you using the potential of that? Are you using your full potential? Anybody want to share their score? What did you write? Come on, play. 60%. 60%. I think it's overestimation. Yes. 20%. I like that. 25. You see, the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. Okay? So, let's see. I'm going to show you the potential that you're using. So everybody please stand up. Everybody please stand up. Stand up, stand up, and give me a dance. Okay, grab a seat. That was very good, sort of. Grab a seat, and right next to that number that you wrote earlier on, how much of your potential to dance did you use? On a scale of 0 to 100, how much of your potential to dance fully did you use? You know, I saw some guy like, some guys in the back going. You know, life gives us just this moment. Can you change yesterday? No. Can you change tomorrow? You can influence tomorrow, because if I want to be fishing, I better be moving towards the sea, hey? But you can't change it. You can influence what it can be. Which means the only thing you really, really have is now. Now. And so I gave you a great opportunity to have joy and excitement and dance. How much of your potential did you use that time? How much did you use? 25.
I used 60.
60 again. 20. You were like weren't you? The cool dude. And so why is this important? Because how you do anything in your life is how you do everything in your life. Your life is made up of habit. Habit drives 99.9% of everything in your life. When you woke up this morning, did you get out of bed on the same side? Unless you were sleeping at a buddy's place? Did you brush your teeth with the same hand? You see, we're driven by habit. And so, if you think of did you say 60% both times for your first?
No, 25%.
25 and 60. So my question to you is, why aren't you using your potential? What's stopping you? Was it skill set or mindset?
Mindset.
So what is it that's actually physically stopping you? You can't say nothing, because something, you've got this beautiful Ferrari with a handbrake on, and you're going nowhere slowly. Fear of what?
Of failure.
Fear of failure. But if you could put a different frame around failure, that it's feedback,
Yes.
wouldn't it change it? I mean, it can be that easy, so why don't you do it? And if you know what the issue is, why don't you address it? We've got a tapping healing technology that can clear your baggage in an hour. It's available. Why don't you use it? So my question is, why are you running on half potential or 20% potential? Wouldn't it feel awesome to be using your full potential? Imagine what you could do with that potential. So think about this. You're about to hire a person. You've got two candidates. One's got the mindset, but not all of the skills. Other one's got all the skills, but not the mindset. Which one do you want, A or B? Anybody say B? So here's my question. If no one's saying B, the research managers, 96% said they want A. Why aren't we doing the work of developing, growing, improving, and assessing mindset when we employ people? Whether it's for entrepreneurship, for funding. Everybody says, show me your skills, show me Microsoft Word. But no one says, let's understand your mindset. Do you come from love and kindness? Are you positive? Are you a builder? Are you a breaker? Because here's the truth. If skill set and knowledge were money, professors would be wealthy. Are there any billionaire professors? Bill Gates, one of the richest guys in the world, didn't get the skills from school, but he had the mindset. And so, what is it that we can do to change how we approach the world? Think about this. When I was younger, a lot younger, life was a whole lot easier. But the guy at IBM said to me, because I had a computer company, the guy at IBM said, in 10 years' time, 50% of those jobs we will be doing haven't been invented yet. Do you understand that? He was saying that in the future of 10 years, we're going to be doing 50% new jobs, which we don't even know what they're going to be. So what skill is going to be most in demand in 10 years' time? No idea. What do we need to succeed in the future? Skill set or mindset? Mindset. Then why do we never hear of the seaters building mindset? Why don't we ever hear at schools mindset? In work employment mindset, workshops mindset. No one's doing build a potent, powerful mindset. Well, we do at LifeMasters. That's our unique difference. But why aren't you in your organization? If you want to get the best out of people and have an exponential organization, mindset is the foundation of that. So when I was 24, I was in front of a workshop, and a friend of mine, Wendy Evans, she wrote a book, How to Get Business in 90 Days and Keep It Forever. And I sat right in the front, because that's you learn the most in the front. And I said, I want to do what you do. She said, it's easy. Research, write the book, do the workshop, go to America, they'll love you. And I said, yes, I got the recipe, yay! I was 24. Do you know, it took me 35 years from decision to action. 35 years to sit down and actually write it. And for those lucky 6 people, those 6 that I gave numbers to, there's a 300 Rand book for you, for the guys that came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll get it for you now. So I've taken all of my mindset stuff and put it into CDs so that it's available to the rest of the world. Because here's what I do know, is if we're going to improve our country, the economy, the workplace, we need a big shift. We need a change. So to support that, I've got a 350 Rand book CD, and I've got my Revolutionary Workplace CD, which is 400 Rand. So here's 700 Rand worth of CD. Who wants it? Please give him a round of applause. Why didn't you sit in the front? So here's my challenge. Why didn't you come? Why didn't you come?
I thought you were selling it.
Just listen. I said I'm giving it away. Who wants it? You see, what I'm showing you is I'm showing you the programs. I'm showing you the mindset programs that are running you. This is the reason you're not happy, healthy, and wealthy. I'm serious. These are the programs. In my last 3 or 4 workshops, it's a guy at the very back of the room that's come. Because people think, and one lady even, she said, throw it here, bring it to me, bring it. The life doesn't come to you. You have to take action and go to life. You have the potential, but you've got to go and take life. So would you like to know what your future is going to be? I've spent 40 years researching this. Who would like to know what their destiny is by the time they're 60 or 65? You want to know it? 49% are going to be in poverty. Dog food is your deal. You'll be eating dog food morning, afternoon, evening. When I was younger, and Hillbrow was a white city, we used to have old ladies there, and when I was in Boy Scouts, we used to take them real food, because they used to eat half a can of cat food for breakfast, and half a can of cat food for dinner, because that's all they could afford. The grannies, they couldn't afford it. If you don't change your mindset and what you are doing, think about this. How much, at the end of the month, you stop earning? How long before you run out of money? And the reality is there's a tsunami coming, and it's not based on skill set, it's based on mindset. About a third of people are going to die with all of the stuff that's happening around us. And the other groups will be okay, because you've got family support and assistance, and you'll have to work beyond 60. What's the oldest person you know alive today? Call out age. 95, 103. Here's my fear. In every workshop, there's somebody who says 100 plus. How are you going to fund from 65 to 100? See, that's the problem is, we say we don't know, but that tsunami is coming. You know, I'm an old Bali. You guys are young. There's age-extending beer. They now know what the counter is in the mitochondrial, in the DNA, that they turn off the switch. You can live to 150. How are you going to fund to 150? You know, South Africa's got 1 billion people right now, give or take a few million. By 2055, that's 2 billion. With food short, water short, electricity short, leadership short. We need a wake-up. We need a big wake-up call. 7% will be okay, and 3% will be wealthy. We won't have to worry about money. My problem is I'm not part of the 3%. Where are you on that pyramid? This isn't what people plan and dream. This is what they achieve by the time they're 65, according to all the insurance companies. This is human behavior. So I've devised a whole program called Revolutionary Workplace, because it's the context that will bring out the best in you. That's leadership's job, to bring out the best in you. Who's a leader of any kind here? I'm very worried. Why aren't all hands up? Don't you lead yourself? That's leadership level 1 is lead yourself. So culture has a 20 to 30% impact on the performance and productivity and profitability of an organization. You can have great people in a bad culture, and you'll smash them. Doesn't take long. Leadership, limitless leadership, is 40 to 50% of the impact of performance and productivity and profits in an organization. Great people, bad leader, doesn't take long. People join your business for the vision, mission, values. They leave because of bad relationships from managers, supervisors, and leaders. And lack of integrity and transparency and those kind of things. Engagement, we talk about, are you engaged at work? Do you love what you do? Do you do what you love? Do you bring the best that you can to the workplace? The numbers, we don't have much from South Africa other than the kind of global average of engaged people is about 20-25%. South Africa, it's a little bit lower. The disengaged, or the terrorists in your organization, global is about 25%. In South Africa, it's 35%. And the guys in the middle are just doing what they have to get their salary. Appreciative inquiry is a positive process. We spoke about it earlier just now. We need to find a positive, safe, inclusive way to involve everybody's wisdom, knowledge, skill, and ability if we're going to do this thing together. And you do more by coming from a positive mindset than a negative mindset. The moment I point and say, listen, what's the problem with you? What's her natural behavior going to be when I'm blaming, naming, and shaming? It's defense. Appreciative inquiry says, what do we want more of? How do we get more of? What is the dream we have, and how do we make it happen? So it changes the way you work in your workplace and your team. But the number one issue is mindset, psychological capital. You can have a great team. I played hockey, high-level hockey for provincial and international. If you've got one person with a bad mindset, they can smash the energy in that whole team. Doesn't matter how good they are. People like Zappos. You have, I think, 3 interviews. 1, do you have the skill set? 2, do you have the mindset? 3, do you fit the team? And the CEO, Tony Shea, says, I don't care if you're the best in the world for skill set, if you don't fit our culture, no. No. Doesn't matter how much money it's going to make or not make, if you don't fit our culture, we're not going to accept you in. And as our earlier speaker was saying about execution, we fall down here. We've got lots of promises, poor delivery. If we're going to be world-class, we need a shift in how we step up in the world. We need a shift. We've got the potential, but we have to use and activate that potential. And so in an organization, it starts with the people. If you have sick, unhappy, unfriendly people, you can't build a good team. So you've got to sort out the people first, and then you can build team spirit and trust and involvement and good relationships, and then you can have an effective leadership, and that will create the culture. Culture is like the company mindset. Culture is like the water that the fish swim in. You're not aware of it overtly, but it affects you and it impacts your performance. Why am I hitting the button? In my 40 years of research, I've come to discover and I've studied wealthy people, happy people, healthy people. It starts here, in your mindset and in your heart set. Stress exacerbates and accelerates illness. If you've done any research, stress levels in organizations are high everywhere. If you're going to build a high-performance team, you need to make sure you employ the right mindset from the start. Hire for attitude, train for skill. That alone will save you millions in time and effort. And I saw research in the UK, something like 1.8 billion pounds a year is lost because people are put into the wrong square peg round hole because of wrong assessment and wrong hiring. So we have this whole work by Professor Carol Dweck talking about the right mindset, and she talks about a growth mindset. I call it a go mindset. Who's got parents? Anybody here got kids? I'm going to give you the big secret. If you ever praise your child to say to them, you are so clever. Hey, little Johnny, you're so clever. And he's so proud. What happens the day you ask him to do something and he can't do it and he fails? What happens to his ego? He's no longer clever. And so what that does is he avoids risking and taking chances and growing and learning because he wants to be seen as clever. If you then rather gave appreciation and validation and said, I'm so pleased, I'm so proud of the effort that you put in, the resilience, the commitment, the amount of work, that you stayed with the process, that you were determined. If you reward and do those things, you'll build a person that is what I call mentally bulletproof. Because going into the world's changing faster. Now the volume of information is doubling. We have to unlearn and relearn. But your mindset controls everything. And so if you have a look at the different choices, the people with the right mindset embrace challenges. We need people like that. Challenges are getting bigger. Is the future simpler or more complex? Hello, anybody home? Future. Getting harder or easier? Easier. Oh, you're smoking some bad stuff. So here's what you guys went through today is an invisible thing called learned helplessness. If you take a dog and you put it into a box and you electrify the floor and you shock the dog, but he can't get away. After 10, 20, 30, 40 shocks, whatever it is, depending upon his mindset, he learns, I can't go. And so he just gives up and stands. They then take the side of the box out so that the dog can jump out if he wants to, and they shock him. Some dogs will just stand taking the shock because they've been taught to be helpless. They've learned to be helpless. Other dogs will jump. They're the resilient ones, the resilient dogs, the entrepreneur-style doggies. And so if you've ever seen an elephant at the circus, how strong is an elephant? 105 people, very kind of skill. It can turn a car very easy, eh? Have you seen when they stand there, that little rope that they use to hold him? If that elephant wanted to go, could it go? A few have. Why doesn't it? It's been taught to be helpless. Because when it's a baby, they put a huge chain around it and this big stake in the ground, and it fights and it fights and it fights. And slowly but surely it fights less and less, and they make the chain smaller and smaller and smaller. And eventually you see this powerful animal, it's been taught you're helpless. They take the American pike, they put it into a glass cage, they divide the cage in two with a glass shield so you can't see it. They put its favorite food on this side, and they put the fish on this side, and he gets hungry, so he goes, and he hits his nose on the invisible glass 10, 20, 30, 40 times. But what does he learn? I can't get there. They take the glass out, its favorite bait swims around it, it will die. Because it's been taught to be helpless. Everybody I meet globally has got some level of learned helplessness. And that's my mission, is to reverse it for you. But we've got to wake you up. Like that elephant, we've got to wake you up to say you've got the power, but it means changing belief systems. It means changing identity. It means changing your self-talk. But all possible. And so the number one skill that you need in the world is resilience and grit. You can have the best skills like Rocky. Anybody watch the Rocky movies? You know, Rocky Balboa, how many times he's knocked down and oh, Adrian, and you get... Here's the secret. Get up one more time than you are knocked down. Every time, get up one more time. So that this grit thing is a whole new science. It's become the number one thing that you want to have, that you want to build into your children, into your people, into your teams, into your entrepreneurs. 9 out of 10 small businesses burn, crash, go insolvent. We say because of lack of money and a whole lot of symptoms, we don't address the cause. The cause is not the right mindset, not the right level of grit and resilience. Tell me, what's a fish thinking? What is that fishy thinking? How is your time? What is that fishy thinking? Somebody shout out. Jumping to a bigger bowl. Next. It's better over there. Grass is greener over there. What else?
I can't breathe in there.
I can't breathe in there. I can't move in there. What else? Say again? Bigger is better.
I can do it.
I can do it. What else? Interesting that nobody here has come from the negative side to say, what happens if I fall? Because the teams that I work with, the guy says, if I fall down, what's going to happen to me? They come from a fear-based focus rather than a positive-based focus. Think about this. I'm going to give you a secret to choosing people in your team. Imagine all of us, we go out here and we go down to the bank. We're going to get some money out of the bank because you need to draw for lunch or something. And as we're in the bank there, guy comes to another guy and he goes, pow, and he shoots you in the arm. We take you to the hospital, we get you patched up. So each one of you run the movie as though it's you. And we get patched up, and now we go and it's tomorrow. And I come and say to you, what were you guys doing at lunchtime yesterday? No, well, we went to a bank. Do you say, I was unlucky because I was the one that got shot? Or do you say, oh, you can't believe it, I'm so lucky, I only got shot in the arm? Which do you choose? I'm lucky or unlucky? Who's the unlucky? I got shot. I don't want you on my team. Because you're looking at it from the negative side. Yeah, you got shot, but it could have been worse than that. And so it's not what happens to you, it's how you view what happens to you. How you manage the self-talk. And that's the frame of mind and the reference. But you see, if we're going to change that, we have to start a process I'm calling consciously constructive. I used to have my own computer company. I'm talking a long time ago, when IBM PC was being launched. Every single day, my staff and I had training for an hour every morning. We started the day with an hour's training on everything from public speaking to negotiation to mindset to everything that was important and valuable as a foundation to be a better quality person in the world. I was doing it 40 years ago. It's now come to the world called deliberately developmental, where they're doing half-day training, half-day for business. That's extreme. There's about 4 companies in the world that are doing it. I don't think we'll get to that level easily. But I am saying, if you want to be a high-performance exponential company, you've got to train. You've got to transform the people, the mindsets before you transform the company. So why not do an hour every day for everybody. Not just some high performers. Everybody. Grow everybody. Because you never know what they can contribute in the longer term. So I'm going to show you what's limiting your brain. Please draw the 9 dots. You didn't think this was a workshop for you, eh? Draw 9 dots. Quick, quick, quick. If you know this, do not share with others. Please do not share this with your people at work or your staff, because if I come and do work with you, I don't want them to know the solution. Here's your challenge. Join all 9 dots with 4 straight lines. You may not lift up your pen once you begin. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Join all 9 dots with 4 straight lines. Do not lift up your pen once you begin. Nah, nah, nah. Because of time, I'm going to show you. Have a look at your neighbor's drawings quickly. Look around. What do you notice? What is the constraint? Everybody's thinking inside the envelope. And you're pushing the box. Because unless you step back and understand the programming that's running your life, you're not going to decide that you're going to do this and get out of the box. Because unless you get out of the box, you will not solve the problem. Einstein said you cannot solve a problem at the same level that it was created. But this is, you see, most of us are being run by programs from when we were in kindergarten, because what we were taught, paint in the lines. And it's invisible, and it holds us. So let's play. How many squares? Now this is my most powerful entrepreneurial test. If you know it, do not tell another person. But if you think you got the score, call it out.
21.
Good, good. 21, 21, 21, 21. Anybody going 21, 21? 16. Here's my challenge. There's already people that are seeing 21 on 16.
35.
Wow, 35, 35, 35, 35. Here's what the challenge is. Some people want more than life will give. They get frustrated. I don't know what you're smoking, but I'm just talking about the black, just the black lines here. Eh? This is the black squares there. I've got to get a plain white sheet. So think of it. How many squares? 22, 22, 27, 27, well done. Gents in the corners here? 30. Wow. So here's what I want you to understand. Life gives you what life gives you, okay? Those that want more from life but don't get it are disappointed. But there are people that are not seeing what life can give, and they're frustrated. So let's go. But not everybody can see them. Literally, a small percentage, less than 2%, can see that. Half of the people get less than half. See, you've got programs and habits running you that you don't even know are constraining you. And so it's what I call the boiled frog syndrome. Because you're too nice. Ever climbed into a bath and you turn up the heat and you turn up the heat and you're like, wow, wow. And so we're reasonable, we accommodate, we balance. No, I'll make a plan and we adjust. If you take a frog, put it into cold water,